Hi, good night, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Fit My Show. I am your host, Jason Craig, and it is definitely a pleasure to be on this show. Now, last week we were looking at fitness, exercise, and I started by giving you some of the benefits of exercise. And this week we're going to be continuing that, but more importantly, I'm going to be showing you how to kickstart your fitness program the right way. And this is especially for persons who have for some time been considering starting a workout program, but they're not sure which exercise should be done, how long they should do it for, and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be looking at that tonight at the end of the program. I'll be showing you actually how you can start, especially if this is your first rodeo. You want to ensure that you're starting on the right way. And I'll be going to all of these stuff in our talk tonight. Now, I hope you ladies gain a lot of value from last week because as you saw, exercise is crucial to improving your health. So I really hope you gain a bunch of value. And if you would have missed that by any chance, remember the replays are always available on YouTube and also Facebook. Now, for those of you joining us for the first time, it is certainly a pleasure having you here. I am your host, Jason Craig. And for the last 2 years, I've been helping Caribbean women lose weight and get in the best shape of their life. And we've been doing it right from home. So you are in a good place if that's what you're looking to do. Improve your health, regain control of your body, and more importantly, improve your confidence that you can look and feel good in your own skin. And if you join us on Facebook, it's a pleasure having you. Don't forget to follow us. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you can be the first to know when we release new videos. Now, I always like to know where my audience are signing in from. So before I even kick this show off, I want to know, where are you joining us from tonight? Where in the world are you joining us from tonight? I'm going to give you 1-2 more Mississippis to go ahead and put it in the comments. Let me see where my audience are signing from. It's always a pleasure having you. And let's just go ahead and put that up there so you at least have something to reference. So, all right, so we got Grenada, Trinidad, St. Vincent, Barbados, Antigua, the US, the UK. Okay, we got quite a vast audience here tonight. Awesome, really good. Now, real quick, before we kick this show off, you know I like to do that. Get your phone out and send this broadcast to your friends because just like you're gaining value, let's have them gain some value too. So go ahead, get your phone out and forward this broadcast, whether it's on WhatsApp, YouTube, wherever you are. Go ahead and forward this broadcast out so we can fill up the seats tonight and have this information shared with the rest of your audience and so impact their lives as well. Now, for all of my Grenadian friends, I know you ladies and gentlemen who are here, that you'll be coming out of your second weekend of that full lockdown. So yeah, we're here in Grenada. If you're tuning in for the first time, we have had, well, this is our second consecutive weekend of lockdowns. And lockdowns normally start from 5 p.m. on Friday and they end at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning on Monday. So it's pretty tough. I wouldn't lie to you, man. Just being stuck at home. But if you have stuff to do, kind of helps the time to go by. So those of you in Grenada, you got a few more hours and then you're free to go. And those of you in other parts of the world that are experiencing lockdown, I sympathize with you. And the thing is, you want to be clocked into a community because it is so important now that you tune into some sort of a community, and that is what's going to help you to get through these tough periods. All right. So just want to put it out there and let you ladies know, gents as well, that we are in this thing together. And it is through communities like these, the Fit Marshall. And if you're part of our movement, then you know we have a bunch of community activities that we do through the week to keep you engaged, to keep you active so that this craziness and this madness is going on right now, it starts to take your mind off it. All right. So tonight we're going to be looking at how to kickstart your fitness the right way. Now, this is a part 2 of what we did last week. And if you enjoyed last week's show, give me a 1 in the comments. I want to see the comments going off. If you enjoyed last week's show, give me a 1. And let me give you something else to do. Tell me one thing you remembered from last week's show. So I'm gonna give you one or two more Mississippis to go ahead and drop that in the comments because it's always important that you learn something. If you don't know something, that means I haven't done a good job. So share with me one thing that you learned in the comments below while we get this show kicking off here. So go ahead and we'll be jumping right back in shortly. All right. All right, the comments are coming in. Awesome, awesome. Great. Good to see that. Good to see everyone is learning some stuff there. Nice, nice. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And you see, I like that because it shows me that you are not just showing up to the show, you're actually learning something and you can now impart that information by regurgitating it here in the comments. That's really great. That's really great. And one more thing. What is one change that you found that you've made this last week, or even from the time you started listening to these fitness shows? What is one good thing that have come out of it? Maybe you change working out. Maybe you incorporate that exercise. Maybe you've changed your diet. So in the comments below, and you see we're going to be changing up a bit this afternoon. I just want to, bring a little bit more variety. Let me know one thing that you have changed or you have started doing from listening to these fitness shows. It really helps me and I know exactly where I should be focusing my attention. So go ahead and put in the comments. Let me just grab a sip of water here. My water bottle is there. Let me just stretch on over and grab it. Here we go. Nice. All right. Yeah, so let me know one thing that you have learned or one change that you've implemented since you started listening to the Fitness Show. While I go ahead and pour my water here. And hey, we've been talking about water on these shows, so make sure that you are drinking your water as well, yeah? Awesome. Good stuff. All right. So I like to do with my water while we're here. I actually add different things to my water. So it depends on where I'm at. If I am going to be working out, I would add like a dash of cayenne. And this is some bonus notes, right? I would add like a dash of cayenne. If it's like waking up in the morning, I would do like a warm water with some lime squeezed into it. And sometimes I'll infuse just different fruits in it, just to add some flavor to the water. Because sometimes it's kind of boring to be drinking the same plain water every time. And what I find too is that when I do that, it helps drinking water to become something I look forward to, as opposed to, okay, I need to get 8 glasses or 10 glasses done, right? So even as my water's color is changed, I've infused some lime in this one. So that's why it has that color in it. Awesome. Good stuff. All right, so let's see the comments. One change that you have made, something you've started implementing from listening to this Fitmark show. Okay, let me just give a quick read through there. Nice. Diet, drinking more water. Okay, nice. Exercising, walking. Very good, and you'll see more about that this afternoon while we go through the show. Tonight, sorry, while we go through the show. Right. Awesome. Good. So I'm glad to see that you ladies are making changes, and that's the most important thing. If you don't get anything from the show, I want you to at least get something, one thing that you can actually implement and apply in your life. Because coming to the show, it's great. It's good that we have these high numbers on the show. A lot of persons are coming on to the life. But if you're not implementing anything, then I would have wasted my time. But I said you ladies are implementing, and that is very encouraging. So with that being said, let's jump right into tonight's show. So we concluded last week, we're talking about some of the benefits of exercise. We also share with you why it's important that as a mother and a wife, because that's what FitMa is about, fit mothers and wives. That's what MA stands for, right? In case you guys have been wondering. And as mother and wife, you sort of set the tone, especially when it comes to nutrition in your family. So you have a very crucial role to impact another generation. And the decisions that you make in your life, whether it is with the health, whether it is with the diet, sorry, your fitness, your sleep, your work patterns, these decisions will, in fact, impact your kids. And you will find that sometimes things like obesity seems to be generational. And the reason for that is because mom cooks a certain way, that taste is acquired by the kids. They also learn how cooking methods, whether it is deep fried, using excessive sugar and salt, and they now implement it in their cooking. And then they, when they have kids, they do the same thing. The kids learn that, and that pattern continues. So, as a mother and as a wife, you are in a crucial position. Not only when you do these changes are you impacting your life directly, but you are impacting the life of those who look up to you. Even your husband and wife life, you definitely have a direct impact over it. And by the food that you place in front of him, it will determine his health, whether it is going to be one of a positive growth or whether it will be declining. So I just want to put that out there that mothers, you do have a very, very important role in this. And that is why I believe it is my duty to come and speak to you directly. Because if I impart you the right information, if I show you how by just making certain changes, you can increase your longevity, you can reduce your fat, you may even reverse certain conditions, I know that I would have not just impacted you, but your entire legacy and all of those who are dependent upon you. So do take these things serious and ensure that you apply them into your life. Now, just a couple more things before we actually jump into the program. I want to actually show you some of the other things that exercise does help with, right? And one of those things is with your digestion. So when you are engaged in some sort of fitness program, or if you find, let's put it next way, if you find that you are experiencing indigestion, you're experiencing constipation, it could be that you probably need to start moving a bit more. And you will find that as you engage and you improve your fitness, then your digestion will improve and also you will be more consistent. So you won't be having as much constipation. Now, digestion also has a lot of other factors to go with it, but exercise definitely can help. And this is something that we've seen a lot, insomnia. Insomnia is something I've seen a lot with my clients, like they're unable to get a proper night's sleep. And exercise can help with this. Now, note on that, right? The exercise you do before bed will determine the quality of sleep you have. So, before I deep dive into that, generally speaking, when you start a fitness program, whether it is walking, swimming, whatever the regimen is, you are going to sleep better. However, for my more experienced persons in the fitness life, you will find that certain routines augment sleep better than others. Like, for example, if you do those like stretching exercises, yoga type exercises, walking, those will tend to augment your sleep if you do them prior to bed. It's like 3 hours before bed, 5 hours before bed, that sort of stuff, than doing something like a heavy weight training session, resistance training session. Now, everybody is different because some persons can do a high training session and still fall asleep. But generally speaking, because the training session is intense, so we're talking about HIIT or HIRT, high intensity interval training or high intensity resistance training, or like heavyweight lifting training, because those require high exhaustion, that will cause adrenaline to be raised. And then after you're done workout, your adrenaline will still sort of be high, and you could find that you're tossing and turning and can throw your sleep patterns off. It's just something to note, even though I said exercise helps you sleep, the type of exercise you do prior to bed definitely makes a difference. You want to do more relaxing type exercises, low intensity type exercises. So like I said, the yoga, the swimming, the walking, at a general pace, that kind of stuff will really help augment your sleep. All right, so the next thing that exercise can help with is in boosting your immunity system. So now we are in the season where everybody is concerned about immunity right now. And what if they've found is that research found that and I'll read here, that aerobic exercise such as brisk walking, jogging, or cycling boosts the body's defense against viruses and bacteria, especially during the cold and flu season. Now, again, this is all with what the research has shown. And it comes back to what I said before. You want to be moderate. Because if you go and overexert yourself, so we're talking about like 60 minutes type workout, then you can go in the other direction where you would have stressed your body out and affected your immunity. So the research here would have found that 30 minutes of brisk walking, swimming, that sort of stuff helps improve your immunity, right? So if you're looking to boost your immunity, at least try to get up 30 minutes of brisk walking, swimming, jogging, that sort of stuff on a daily basis so that you can also boost your immunity. And just like the immunity is the main concern, now the next one is depression, because a lot of persons are like the job situation is very volatile right now. There's so much going on and it is causing persons to be depressed. However, if you improve your exercise or you start an exercise program, what you're going to find is that you're going to release a lot more serotonin, which is that feel-good hormone, and it's also going to help with depression. And a couple of things, it can also help with memory retention and reaction time. And this is an important one. It actually slows Alzheimer's disease and may even prevent Parkinson's disease. So if you know anybody with Alzheimer's disease, try and get them exercising, brisk walking. Like I said, nothing too much, 30 minutes per day, just to get them moving. And so those are some of the benefits that you get from exercise. And now I want to get a bit more specific into tonight's topic and show you exactly how you started. And now I'm specifically speaking to persons who have not worked out for quite a while. You've been thinking about it, you've wanted to do it, but you haven't done anything about it. And what I'm going to be outlining here is a sort of a plan to get you moving in direction. I'll also give you some suggestions in terms of exercise that you can do and the duration you want to be aiming for, even the heart rate you want to be aiming at, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So what you want to do when you just start out, you want to be working out the low intensity aerobic type exercises, right? And when we say aerobic, we're talking, the word aerobic means in the presence of air. So if you're bringing it into walking, you want to walk at a pace where you can talk, but you can't sing, right? So it is low enough that you can hold a conversation, but it is high enough that you can't sing. Because when you sing, you're going to be requiring more breath. So that's kind of where you are when you're doing an aerobic exercise, right? And what have happened to persons just by walking, and walking is a really great form of exercise, right? It's depending on where you are, you can just walk around the block, especially if you live in a countryside or somewhere that is not too polluted. Then just taking a walk around the block, walking around the street, going on the road, and you're aiming for that 30-minute walk. You want to be going at a brisk pace, right? So we're not talking about like just a casual dragging free. We're talking about a intentional walk. So you know, sort of a brisk pace you want to be going at, right? Now, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to walking, especially, a next key part is that you want to be choosing your location wisely. I remember earlier I said, especially living in the country. Even though walking is a great form of exercise, especially for my beginners, if you are walking in the afternoon, like around rush hour, you are exercising the muscles. However, because around rush hour you have an increased traffic, you also have an increased emissions. You have all of exhaust coming out. And because you are brisk walking, it means you're taking in deeper breaths off exhaust, off emissions, off carbon dioxide, off the pollutants that's coming out of these vehicles. And what makes this even worse if you're walking close to the road where this is happening? So let me just take up some places. Let's just say you're walking on the Granans Road at 5 o'clock when all of these vehicles are passing. This is in Grenada, right? You're walking the Granans Road at 5 o'clock when all of these vehicles are passing. You're doing a good thing, but at a wrong location. Now, Jason, what is the best suggestion? My suggestion would be to go on the beach, because I believe the coffee would have lifted tomorrow. So you should be able to go back on the beach. If not, go to a nearby park and go around in circles. That may be easier. Or choose a route that is not congested with vehicles. Now, if you're in Trinidad, that will be trying to walk in the Quasi at rush hour, or I'm just trying. What is that place called again? By the roundabout there. It misses me. It just slips me. But yeah, that flyover that you go from Port of Spain and you can go down to San Fernando side with that. Grand Bazaar. Trying to walk around Grand Bazaar at 5 o'clock in the afternoon when there's a lot of traffic. If you're in St. Vincent, we're talking about walking on that Arnesville Road at rush hour traffic. If you're in Antigua, we're talking about St. John's or even walking on the airport road there at rush hour, right? So these places, these are not locations you want to be walking at that time. Now you can walk there, however, not during the rush hour because of the pollutants that you'll be taking in. So other forms of exercise that you can engage in, again, for my beginners, you can also do cycling. Again, cycling is nice. It's a low impact exercise. And you can get a stationary bike if you want to keep it safe. Put it in a location where you can breathe fresh. So you can be on your veranda. Or if you have a well-aerated room with 2 windows, you put your cycle in there and you can start off with that. Just 30 minutes a day, work your way up. Even though you may be able to just get in 10 minutes if you're just starting out, that's fine. Just do your 10 minutes and begin to work your way up. If you're a little bit more advanced and you want to take it up, then you can take in jogging. You can also do rowing. And I'm not sure where you are, but if your gym is open, there are these gym machines. It goes like this. So that's a rowing exercise, and I'm giving you all the low impact exercises that you can try. The elliptical machine, if you have one. You can also do dance routines. So I know some folks do Zumba. That's a great way to start. You can do stair stepping. That's if your knees doesn't hurt too much, right? So you can do stair climbing. If you have a nice long stairs, go up and down those stairs. And stair climbing does burn all the calories. If you've ever tried it, it definitely gives you quite a workout. And so these are some of the activities that you do in swimming if that is open. And these are some of the things that you can do to start your fitness program. Now, point to note, especially for my persons who have not exercised in a long time, prior to beginning any sort of physical activity, it is wise to consult with your physician and just make sure they give you the clearance to do it, especially if you had like heart issues or any sort of those circulatory issues. Definitely consult your physician, let them know, hey, I want to start a fitness program, whether it's walking or any of the things that I just mentioned. And I just want you to check me out, just make sure I'm clear to begin it. Because even though your intention is right, your body may not be at the stage where you can handle that, right? So always check with your physician, make sure you get that clearance, let them know what you're trying to do, and make sure you have that green light to go and work out. And this is a special note for persons who are obese or significantly overweight. You want to avoid things like running, jumping, skipping, high intensity type workout that requires high impact routines as well, right? Because what you'll be doing is adding insult to injury. It's a term we use here in the Caribbean. Even though you're getting the sweat up, because your body has to carry a lot more weight than normal, you'll be putting more damage on the joints. It's like your knees, your ankles, your lower back, and that will actually aggravate past injuries if you have any, or it may even create new injuries, even put you at a risk for arthritis and these sort of bone degenerative diseases, right? So I would definitely not suggest if you're significantly overweight that you begin any sort of jumping, skipping. Again, I'll go back to the basics. If you can walk, just go with the walking. Start with that. That's nice and easy. Go up to it. If you can just do 10 minutes, start with that and build yourself up. Because now you are making a gradual progression. You are engaging in new discipline, not at the expense of other body parts, right? And that is the goal. You're looking for health that you can maintain for a long period. Not a workout that you can do, get 2 or 3 in, but after that, you're so damaged that you can't do any more workout because that'll put you in a worse place than when you would have started, right? So definitely engage there. And if you can, again, I'm speaking to obese persons now, like persons who are significantly overweight. If you can do workouts that will allow you to sweat. So the only one that may not do that for you is swimming, right? So if you can do workouts like that would allow you to sweat, that would also be great because apart from getting the heart rate up, and apart from burning fat, you're also expelling toxins through your sweat, which is a good thing, right? So that would also definitely help. Also help to clear the lymphatic system, get all that cellular waste out of your body. All right. So that's just something to use. And I know somebody will say, Jason, well, I understand what you're saying, but I don't have the time to work out. Well, listen, I just told you you can do it for just 10 minutes if you have to. Right now, if for any reason I do not believe in the excuse. Before I said, I do not believe in the excuse of I do not have time. It means that it is not a priority for you, right? We all have the same 24 hours in a day, and it just means that workout is not a priority for you now. But I would hope that after listening to this, you're inspired to begin some sort of fitness program. But if you still can't do anything like that, then what I will suggest is doing some exercise hacks. So let's say your workplace has an elevator. So instead of using the elevator, what I'll suggest is that you take the stairs. Because you have to go to work anyway, whether whatever the situation is, you have to go to work. All you're doing is changing the method of getting there. So instead of taking the elevator up, take the stairs, right? You are now doing what we call exercise hacks, incorporating movement into your everyday. And next thing you can do is park further from the entrance. So if you're going to the grocery, instead of looking for the park that is right up by the door, look for the one that is on the further end of the parking lot, and that would get some walking in. Now, they may sound like simple activities, but when you add this up in a week, let's say you go to the grocery 3 or 4 times, this begins to add up, right? Let's say you go to work 5 days a week, these stair climbing begins to add up. And next thing you can do too, instead of when you have your lunch break, instead of having lunch at your desk, you can, if your workplace allows it, go to a nearby park or somewhere that will take you away from your desk, so you can have lunch there and then walk back. What that will do, that nice gentle walk back, will be great post consumption. So after you've eaten, you would have that nice walk because you're not just eating and sitting down. So that would help with the digestion. And then walking to get the food would also burn some calories. So it's sort of a win-win as opposed to being sitting right at your desk from the time you sign into work to the time you leave. Your food is coming there, there's no movement, and then the only time is when you're walking back to work. So I'm showing you some different exercise hacks. If it is possible at times, you can leave your vehicle at home, and if you live close enough, maybe try walking to or from work, right? That's the next option. If you get dropped off, then you can ask them to drop you a little bit further down. So if they're dropping you right in front of the office building, maybe they can drop you 2 buildings down, two blocks down, right? And then you walk there. And then the same thing when they're picking you back up. So these are other things that you could incorporate into your routine so that you have these fitness hacks that you are implanting into your day. So you are not, technically, you are not going to the gym and working out. Technically, you're not putting on your workout shoes to go walk in the evening or whatever the case is. But you are fitting in fitness routines into things that you have to already do, right? So that's the next way you can do it. And the main thing is that you want to be doing it gradually. If you have been a couch potato for the last 3 years, don't just go start running a marathon, right? So to speak, because that will be more damaging to you than beneficial, all right? So just start gradually. I like to take it in 10-minute increments. So for your first time, maybe you just want to do 10 minutes of walking. That's fine. Then you master that. Week 2, you could probably go up to 15 until you work your way up to 30, right? And these are some general recommendations now and some targets that you look at, right? So for most adults, you want to engage in at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity activity on most of the days that you're home. So let's give it a number. Let's 3 to 4 days, 3 to 4 times, or 3 to 4 days per week. Engage in some sort of a moderate physical activity. When I say moderate physical activity, I'm talking about like brisk walking, that kind of stuff, right? Not just casually strolling along. So it's your intentional movement. Now, if you're a child or adolescent, or you want to pass information to your child or adolescents, then they can actually take it up to about 60 minutes of physical activity on most days of the week. So even, let's say, 7 days or 5 days per week, they can do about an hour of walking or some sort of physical activity each day. Now, for pregnant women, and again, I have to put this in, please consult with your gynecologist and your physician before beginning any exercise program. And once they give you an approval and you don't have any complications, then again, you want to aim for about 30 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity per week, right? You can go the same 3 to 4 days per week, whether it's a light walk, something, just to get the body moving. And of course, that may even help to make your delivery a lot easier. And then for older adults, and we're talking about like over 65, then you want to participate in a regular physical activity to reduce functional declines associated with aging, right? Again, you can aim for the same 3 to 4 days per week, and your goal for doing this, apart from just getting healthier, is, as we mentioned, exercise does help with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. So you trying to reduce that risk and improve your chances of aging gracefully, right? Now, there's something called your target heart rate. So I'm sure you've seen these smartwatches that gives you like a heart rate beat on it. And you're trying to be in the training zone based on your level. Now, to get it, I'm going to give you the formula, right? Make sure you grab a pen. Everybody get a pen? Grab a pen. You want to write this down, especially if you have one of those target markers. And again, I'm speaking about persons just starting out, and even my beginners, even my more advanced workouts. You always want to stay within your training zone, right? How you're going to do it, you are going to subtract your age from 220. Sorry, you're going to subtract 40 from, subtract your age from 220. So I'll give you an example. And then you multiply that by 0.6, and that will give you the 60% range. And you multiply that number again by 0.9. So let's just say, right, your age is 40. You're 40 years old. Let me bring on my calculator so we can do it together. So you're 40 years old. You're going to minus 40 from 220. So you go 220 minus 40. And what we get? 180. Now, we're going to multiply 180 by 0.6. And that's going to give us 108. And I'll tell you the difference in numbers. And then you take that same 180 again and you multiply it by 0.9. And that's going to give you 162. So the low number, the 60, that is 108, and that's 108 beats per minute. The high number is 192. And it means that when you're working out, you want to be between this range, 108 to 162. 108 to 162. Now, if you go higher than that, you're stressing your body too much. And think of it like a car engine, right? You never want to be running the RPM in the red. When you run the RPM in the red, there's a reason that arc is red to tell you you are in the danger zone. And that's the same thing here. Now, are there persons who train this higher than this? But these are professional athletes, right? Like cyclists and these persons. They train at a very high heart rate, right? But that is their profession. That's their discipline. So they have acquired that skill to go up there. All right? But when you're just starting out, you want to maintain between that 60 to 90% of your maximum heart rate, which in the case that we just used was 108 to 162, right? So that is just a mathematical formula that you can use to start your workout, and you can use to ensure that you stay within that safe range. And what you're even going to find, right, even though these numbers may sound, let's say 108 or 162 beats per minute, may sound a little bit low or even high, whatever the case is, you may find you may get up to that 162 pretty fast. For example, if you are been struggling with weight for a while, you're a little bit obese, you've not done any sort of movement for the last 3 years, a simple walk up the stairs may bring your heart rate up to 162 pretty quickly. So that's again why it's pretty important to have these heart rate monitors and know your numbers so that when you work out, you ensure that you stay within this range. And you will find that, hey, you can only do 1 to 2 stairs. After doing the first one, you take a break, get your heart rate back down, go again, take a break, get your heart rate back down. Now, for somebody who has been working out for years, that same exercise may not even hit their low target, right? So it always depends on what level you're at. And the important thing is to do it based on your numbers. Don't look at those working out hard and say, hey, they're going hard, let me try and keep up to. No. They've been going hard because they've been going like that for some time and their heart can maintain it. You've not been doing that, so you just build yourself up there. And if you stay consistent, you'll also be able to get up to that level, right? And if you're looking for these heart rates are available on Amazon. What I'll do, I'll drop a link in the comments below so you guys can pick up one of those heart rate monitors if you don't have them ready, especially when you're starting out. to ensure that you're maintaining that heart rate. So, just to recap, I hope you ladies got some vital information. We went through some of the benefits. I started off by giving you a nice protocol in which to start with, and that is walking. Walking is always my go-to. That will always be my best exercise if you're just starting out. Some other options, as we said, were jogging, cycling, rowing, dance, etc. We also mentioned that one of the important things when you're walking out, especially for those movement ones like walking, you want to choose your location because you don't want to be working out during rush hour. Yes, you're exercising, but you're inhaling a bunch of toxins that will develop other health problems, right? Next thing we looked at, we said before you begin your program, ensure that you check with your doctor and get the clearance, make sure that you get the green light. In addition to your workouts, or if you're not able to start working out due time, then you can do exercise hacks like parking the car a little bit further, using the public transportation if it is possible at times, asking the person to drop you off to drop you a little bit further from work so you get some more walk time into it, parking on the opposite end of the parking lot so you get more walking time, and these different exercise hacks. Also, we give you some gradual and recommendations for the adults, the children, the pregnant women, and the older adults. And lastly, we looked at the heart rate. What is your training zone? What should your heart rate, the low end be, the high end be? And I said the formula is minus your age from 220, that number you get, multiplied by 0.6 for the low range, and multiply by 0.9 for the high range. Get a heart rate monitor and ensure when you're working out, you are maintaining this range. Now, you will find that when you start a fitness program, not only will you experience these benefits that we mentioned here, but as you do it over time, it's going to become easier, and more importantly, your confidence is going to improve. Your energy levels will also improve, and you'll find that you'll start to look and feel better in your own clothes. And most of these things start with just one discipline, right? So we looked at so much different pillars of health. Once you start with one and you master one, you do it long enough, it becomes a habit. Now you can add the next one to that, and the next one, and the next one, until you find you are maintaining all the pillars of health and you are looking, feeling great in your body. But until you make that first step, until you engage in that first discipline, you will never experience any of these things. So just pick one, just start with it. If it's walking, go with that, right? When it's adding a little bit more vegetables to your diet on a weekly basis, go with that. You just pick the one that you know that you can do consistently for the long period of time. And then once you build up on that, then you can now move to leaps and bounds. Thank you so much all. Thank you all so much for being part of the FitMash show. It was definitely a experience here, a fun experience here, sharing this information with you. And I hope that I would have inspired you to begin a fitness program and some sort of physical activity. I mean, we're going through this period here now. There's so much uncertainty, so much anxieties, and anything that you can do to relieve these anxieties will definitely help to improve your overall health. So, thank you so much for being part of the show. And if you're looking for a fitness protocol, I know sometimes it is tough, doing these fitness protocols and you're doing it alone. We have what is called the Fitma Studio, right? And that's an online fitness studio that was created specifically for women like yourself, mothers and wives. And yes, your husbands can join too. And we have weekly workouts, different disciplines, different instructors from all around the world. And we help you to start a fitness program based on your level, working out with women just like you and winning this war against weight and your health as a team. If you want to be part of that, hit me up in the comments below. If you're on Facebook, you can shoot me a direct message or you can give us a call. WhatsApp 1-385-743-1906, or you can do support at myfitmateam.com. Any one of those platforms will definitely help you with that and get you started in the Fitma Studio. Until then, have yourselves an awesome night, and I will see you in the next episode of the Fitma Show.